Welcome to the second Miss Vara band video. So the second most asked question that I've been getting this week is about trumpet valves and what to do if they are sticky or sometimes stuck down completely. So I have a trumpet here. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to oil the valves. So first thing that I'm going to do is take out my mouthpiece, put it somewhere safely on a flat surface just so that it doesn't fall out and get dented. All right, so let's say, for example, my first valve is stuck and it's coming up really slow, or I might even have to be prying it up, my first valve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for this top part here. I'm going to get a really good grip on my instrument, and I'm going to start unscrewing the valve cap. So once I have that unscrewed, I'm going to carefully slide the valve out, okay? So immediately when I slide it out, I'm looking for a number. I see the number 1. Okay, so this valve has a number 1, this one has a number 2, this one has a number 3. So what I'm going to do is make sure that number 1 is pointing towards the mouthpiece. So it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there's the number 1. It's pointing straight up at where my mouthpiece would be. So I'm going to slide it out. I like to leave it resting just slightly on the edge so that I don't have to hold it, and the instrument can hold the valve. All right, so here's my valve oil. Some of you got it inside your case with your instrument. Some of you might need to ask me for it, or if you want to get your own from a music store, be my guest as long as it says valve oil. All right, so I'm going to put the valve oil on only this bottom part of the valve, not the gold part up here, because that's by the spring and we don't want to touch any of that. All right, so just put it equally around. You might have to turn it just so you can get the back and put some oil on the back. You don't need to squeeze the bottle. You can kind of just gently run the bottle around the valve. All right, so now it's got a nice amount of oil on it. All right, so I'm looking for that number. I want to make sure when I put it back in, the number is facing that way towards the mouthpiece. All right, I'm going to carefully wiggle that back in there. Then I'm going to screw the valve cap back on. And then there you go. Your valve should be nice and quick, okay? What you can do to check if maybe you know you have a slow valve, but you're not sure which one, press all 3 down, hold them, and then you should be able to tell which one came up the slowest. All right, so then when you're done, go ahead and put your mouthpiece back in, and you're good to play. So hopefully that should answer all your questions. If it's really not working after you did that, you might need to take the valve completely out and wipe it. It's probably dirty, and then re-put the oil on. All right. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Let's see how you do.